Welcome back to the channel, everybody. We're going to break down my $1,200 day on my top one instant funded 150K account. I'm going to show you exactly the trades I took and where you could be looking to catch these same opportunities. Not going to waste any time. Jumping straight onto first, we're going to demonstrate, kind of show you what the idea was that I took. This is the TradeZella screenshot of it, 975. You can see my entries here and a few exits. And what this looks like on the chart will actually break down for you guys because the level itself is pretty spot on if you ask me. So over here on Project X, if you're not familiar with the platform, this is where I trade my 150K instant funded account. You can get your instant funded account 50% off. Go DTA, check it out. But these are the levels that I was using for the session. Basically, what I'm highlighting here is a previous daily high. So you have these two daily highs right here. You also have this bit of an inversion right here. So basically this range. Anywhere in this range, when we come down here, I'm going to be interested in seeing if we can find some sort of support, see if we can bounce there, and ultimately look to trade in the direction of some opposing levels. So as you can see, looking on the lower time frames, you can see that there was a bit of a bounce as well as a bit of a bounce later on in the day. We were able to capitalize right here, being up over $1,259 on this instant funded account. And just to kind of show you guys what we're looking at, you don't have to win every single day to make money in the markets. You can see that I actually had a red week last week. However, I'm able to clean it up this week so far. So green day, small red day, green day. Stuff like that's what you want to see when you're building your own account. You want to be able to walk away, honestly, when it's small red on the day, or even if it's small green. Knowing where your limits are and knowing what the best expected outcome for the day is, it's going to help you in the long run. Because if you always come into the market thinking that you need to have the biggest green day ever, you might just be setting yourself up for continued losing days. So that's what I like to see. If a trader came to me and showed me this small, average, right? But compared to my winners so far, this is a good month in the making. Now the month is young, right? You still got all this time. There's plenty of time to either make this great or to fuck it up. So we got to keep that in mind, to be careful, and honestly just stick to what has worked for us lately. And we'll break down exactly what those entries look like. But primarily today's trade was based on this previous daily high. We were able to see the reaction to that pink level. And what did we ultimately get there? Well, number one, we have the reclaim, right? The reclaim from here to there, that got us one. That was my main trade that I showed you. On a different account, I was able to catch this piece right here, up to here. But the reason that I liked it down here is because we essentially had the retest of this level as well. And when you're above or below an old daily high or low, that's going to act as some sort of inflection point. So price can either go above or below. So we can see that so far there's been multiple tests of this, and it seems that it wants to hold above for the time being. Now, my bias going into Friday is going to greatly depend on a couple things, but we will get into those in a second. Just wanted to show you, these are some of the P&Ls that I got today. So 200 points on NQ, as you can see right here. Verified trade. This is available in your dashboard. Every top one futures trade that you take is available in the dashboard. So you check this stuff out. I also have another one. I believe this was basically split up into two exits because, I mean, this is essentially the same trade, but different prices. So two executions there, but that was the trade. If you're interested in trading the same type of account, what I trade specifically is an instant funded 150K, $399, $400 with my code all month. Try it out. It beats the hell out of having to do a combine where you're just rushing and you're deploying all kinds of bad habits to pass the thing. And then you get the account and then you wonder why you can't trade well. So skip the headache, skip the hassle, jump straight to funded. What we have here, consistency rule, make around the same amount of money every day. Ideally, they just don't want to reward people who are gambling through news because that money takes away from consistent traders. So getting back to the trade review, what are we looking at for the rest of the week? Well, today was an inside day. As you can see right here, we had a huge, massive world record breaking rally, right? And then we obviously facetiously, we pull back a little bit, right? Just joking around, but we have this little bit of a retracement. Now, is this a cause for concern? Not really. I wanted to get short in this move down on the 15-minute. I just was not able to stay in the position. However, if we look at what have we done on the near-term structure, if we go ahead and pull out some sort of equilibrium, just 50%, we can see that we're actually just referencing 50% from here to here. So it's still bullish in my opinion. We're closing above this structure. So it's this range, right? Are we forming the higher low? So I'm going to personally be looking for the continuation to that Wednesday's high. Also, notably towards that 20,000. So we have Friday coming up. That's going to be my main focus for the remainder of this week. I do not believe that the rally is dead because of a little bit of a pullback. I do believe the pullback was needed, and it also makes sense to where it closed at. So we closed above those previous daily highs, which tells me that we're going to be in a sort of break and retest condition rather than a fake out condition. So these are the levels that I'm looking at. What I want to be trading into the remainder of the week is I will more than likely be looking at NQ, but we'll go ahead and compare ES as well. Get this up for you. And you can see that ES is just ever so slightly weaker if we look at it, right? We can see that we have this daily high and we're somewhat inside of it. There you go. And then you have this gap right here between the daily candles. So this gap essentially will be a target. All of this sometime soon. If we drop to a 4-hour, right here, this is essentially where my eyes are drawn. So do we hold here as the higher low? Boom, boom, higher low, and then target higher? I believe so. That's going to be my main draw on liquidity. I'm going to be looking 5,600 for ES, and then for micro NQ or regular NQ, basically 20,000 area. Keep it short and sweet. So hopefully you learned something in this video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, share this with a friend, leave a comment, leave a like, and yeah, we'll talk soon. So stay tuned. Take care.